Afternoon. Talking quietly because we're on the lookout for deer. We are in the quarry and I brought my two brothers along. We've not got our backpacks, we're just going to have a good look and see if we can see any. Speak later. So this is the paper pulping millstones from the cancelled order. I'll put a link in the description about my previous video about these. This was a consignment of stones which were due to go to Canada when the First World War broke out and the consignment was cancelled. So all of these stones were just left. They're very square and obviously they're just a heavy lump of stone, and they will have had a shaft going through them, and they put the wooden bit underneath it and it just crushes the stone and makes wood pulp for the paper making industry. Yeah, and it's quite surprised when you see this, because this, what you can see in front of you here, if you look carefully, is just nothing but millstones. Everywhere you look is a millstone. And it won't be very long when this bracken's grown, when you won't be able to see any of these again. But this is just a massive pile. And on the other side of this little trackway, there's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Oh, gorgeous day. Well, doesn't look like we found any deer today. Seen a few footprints and had a nice walk around. Couldn't pick better weather. It's dead flat calm. Just hear a bit of bird noise. It's not cool. It's beautiful. We're just probably going to go back to the van now, get our bags and then come down and set it up. Back out with my two brothers, Paul and Shane. We're at Bolehill Quarry. We've just gone for a wander around looking for deer, but just really to show them how glorious this place is. And I think they are suitably impressed. I think you'll see a couple of clips coming up about the stuff we've seen and as we've gone round. But I think we are going back to the van now, where we get our packs and then come down and find a pitch. I'm really going to struggle. I need a couple of trees to make a ridgeline, and I don't know, I've been looking around, I just don't know what I'm going to do. One for one and one for all!
Yes!
We're off! No stopping us. Changed my mind.
I want to get through here. Still what I did do a spin. On the gravel bed.
So Shane is in his Vango, 3-person Vango Nevis 300, and he has got, well, obviously 3-person's room in there. Look at that, huge. We've bought a fire maple table and we're struggling getting it actually in this ground, which is annoying. Paul is in his Lanchan. Got a nice pitch there. He's borrowed my chair, he's got one in order like that. I'm coming up with this beautiful little diddy chair, which I really enjoy. And that's Shane's version of that chair. I don't know if you can hear that cuckoo in the background.
I can't find them. So I thought, well, I'll try these.
Coming from over there somewhere. Oh, it's a beautiful night. We've got an hour and a half till sunset and 2 hours before it's dark. Bags of room, bags of time. Well, we have a problem. And the problem is I've got in the bivvy just to test it out. It's so comfy. I just feel like I'm going to stay here. Oh, thanks, Shane. I must get out because I want to cook my food outside. The old fire maple table, I can't get this spiking anywhere, so I'm going to have another go at that. I mean, I can just put the table down loose, but we'll see. Got my stove going, I'm just boiling some water, and I've got a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and then I shall think about, well, nothing. I'm not going to think about anything. You know what? I'm camping. I'm not thinking. No, I am. I'm going to think about getting up, maybe. I'll have to get you up. I'll show you around. Right, so we've got sorted out. I've got a ridge line. First time I've ever done one, so it took a bit of faffing round. Don't know whether I've done it the right way. I've put some prusik knots on these fancy things with multi-overhand knots on. Got some nice tension on it. And all I've done, I've put the 3x3 and stuck it over it. And under that, I've got my OEX Salamander. Now this is the first time I've tried this. I'm not going to try and do a review at the moment. The main features, it's got a mesh pocket down at the bottom. These little poles here lift the back off, so you peg the back out. I've got my Z-light underneath it. Inside, I've got my Coleman 3-season sleeping bag, my Big Agnes t-shirt over it, pillow over that, and I've got my 3FUL Tyvek bivvy over all of everything. That's just because I'm concerned about condensation. Not really got much organisation at the moment done, but you see I've got loads of room on the back of my tarp there. It's not forecast to rain tonight, so I think I'm going to be okay with that. I've just used my Alox cook system to boil some water, to a cup of tea and a cup of coffee. Got the food for tonight there, more beverages if I need them. I've got some sourdough for my food tonight, fuel, electronic kit, water, boots tucked around the back of the bivvy. Bish bash bosh. Yeah, so there we go. But now, look at that rolling boil. Tea. Coffee. I did have a comment this week from a good mate of mine, and he's said this a few times. Hunt on the Trail, excellent channel. Ever since I mentioned about bivvies and tarps, he said, why carry a bivvy in a tarp when actually it weighs just as much as your Lanchan? What's the point? And I'll be honest, I don't know. I'm still discovering how all this works. What I do know is as soon as I close that bivvy in there, I am warm, and very quickly I'm asleep. And even if it's really windy,
it's just...
I'm not affected by it.
I mean, I've got a bit more room, and I mean, bolts will go down there, and there'll be a bit more room here to move.
What I've got to work on is my tarp configuration. Now I've got a smaller tarp coming. Got the DD Ultralight S, the small version, which I think is 2 metres by 1.5 metres. Because I just can't see how you're going to be able to use this tent, use this bivvy without having some shelter. Because if it was windy and raining, what do I do now? Where does it all go? I've got to have a solution for that. Yeah. I want to, and that's part of what I'm investigating. I do like it. I really enjoy the experience of sleeping in a bivvy. I'll see what this one's like. I love the Alan. That's fantastic. It's just about probably 20% too small because you're very, very squashed in. This is obviously bigger. It hasn't got as versatile a front to it, I don't think. So we'll have to investigate that. Got a clear sky tonight, so we might get some astrophotography done. I've slept, my doors fully open, on top of my sleeping bag, on Swine's back sleeping Shane. Yeah. Jan's going for a hand, isn't she? Jan's going for a hand next week. Yeah. So we have my own sourdough, which I've been making for 6-7 months, a bit maybe a bit longer now. I do. I'll put a couple of pictures on the screen. I've got my starter going. Your starter's dead easy. You just put 35 grams of flour, 35 grams of water into a container and swizz it round every day. Every 3 days you throw away half of it, which takes a bit of getting used to. And you learn to sort of read what your starter's like, and whether it's enjoying its life at the moment. And its flavour alters as you go along with according to what flour you use. I use Matthews Churchill flour, or usually a Matthews flour. When you come to do your loaf, you put 35 grams of your starter with 350 grams, not mil, grams of water. Stir it up so it's well mixed, then put 500 grams of flour in and a good healthy teaspoonful of salt. Stir it, you don't put your hands in, stir it, get it all stir it so it's all uniform. Leave it for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then you do a stretch and pull and stretch. So you just put your hand in and pull the top over all the way round, and that starts to add its texture. And then every hour and a half you do that 3 or 4 times. I mean, you learn just to gauge it, and when you've done that 3 or 4 times, you leave it overnight, and it should double in size. The bowl I use has a line on it, and when it gets up to that line, I know it's doubled in size. You then put it into a banneton, basically just a container, to give it some shape, and you put it in the fridge for at least an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours or longer. Once that's done, it comes out the fridge, you score it, put it into an enamelled baking tin, straight into a cold oven, turn the temperature on. I use 41 minutes of 210 degrees, and actually I usually need another 5 minutes on top of that. And that's your loaf done, and I get some smashing loaves out of it. These are a little bit more difficult because I'm not used to doing baps. So I just, as an experiment, I put it into a teacup instead of the banneton. This was what was left basically. Yeah, and it tastes stunning. I'll be honest, stunning. Hello, darling. And it's high quality materials they've used. Well, there's Aberdeen Angus burger, cheese and onions. That'd be nice. It's all I got. It's I don't care on camping systems. It don't count when you're camping because the exercise offsets it. It's a bling, eh? Just about to get in. I'll charge my phone, add my food, I'll leave that little fire maple. A couple of drinks ready. Need for a quick wander around. Got a little robin come to say hello. Just on the far side. Paul's enjoyed his meal. And Shane's enjoyed his. He's just doing his cooking whatever. He's not even using that blooming fire. Wildfire adventures.
Roost back inside my shoes.
Zephyros is just in the tent where you have first ridge line. Just flat backed up. Gonna go back to the back.
Well, that was interesting. Yes, I love the salamander. There was a little bit of condensation inside. It was round about where my face was, so it's obviously where I've been breathing. A solid night's sleep in it. It's nice to be able to get everything in it. With a little tarp at the one end of it, I think that would be really good. Nice system to use. All packed up, ready to go. Really nice camp, really chilled. The atmosphere in this place is lovely, and the sun is just, can you see behind me, cracking over the horizon there. just starting to light up what we've got. So that's brilliant. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. I'll be out next week. I'm not sure whether it's just me or whether Shane will be up with us. Paul is at work, because he's one of those people that still has to work. Catch you later. I've seen some monster ants around, which I think I've filmed at Bolehill before. But then you spot this. This is the ant nest. And you can obviously see the various holes and stuff on there. And ants on the top of it. And it's cold at the moment, so there won't be any out. Yeah, and there's a few of these around.